What is good, guys, and welcome to today's video. I got a head start. I got to the shop before Chris. He's at home sleeping probably, and I'm gonna start tacking in and doing all the boxing and stuff for the e-brake bracket that we're kind of boxing in and putting on the trans tunnel. The main reason why you want to do that on your car is trans tunnels are not the strongest things in the world. They're normally really thin metal, and if you just do bolts up through the bottom, there's been a lot of cases of drifters one day going to do a big entry, pulling on the e-brake, and the whole e-brake rips out of the trans tunnel. So we don't want that. We're doing some proper boxing. As I showed you guys yesterday, we've started measuring things out. I'm gonna tack that in place just so everything's in the right position right now. We're not gonna tack anything onto the body of the car until I have everything perfect. We've got to do some more cardboard stenciling, but after we've done this, we're gonna actually be going to the dyno and getting a base run today to know how much power this thing is making before we do the turbo kit, which is gonna be great. And on that note, don't forget to get your entries to win this Miata. All you need to do is hit the link in the top of the description, sammit.net/shop. Grab yourself some SAMMIT merch. Every 500 yen, which works out to be about $4 USD, is one entry. So go nuts, go get yourself some stickers. But anyways, all of that aside, definitely don't miss out on your chance to win this Miata. Let's get into it and start tacking things up. All right, so that is that tacked onto that piece. This is the main thing I wanted to do. And now I can go and lay a bead in there, and then we can do a cardboard template on this side of it to get this side in. And then we can start getting this thing in and happening. Oh man, I'm so pumped. I love welding so much. So I've got a huge update for you guys, and that is I've pretty much finished building this whole piece and boxed it in and everything so that it hugs the transmission tunnel there. And I've got everything marked up. We've got to clean the paint off the transmission tunnel, and then we can start welding. You can see there, I've also made a little kind of groove there so you can still get the bolt out for the boot on the shifter, and this is looking seriously so good. I've also boxed in the bottom here, so everything's pretty much going to be a bead all the way along these lines on the trans tunnel, as well as along here and the back. So there is no way that this is coming off. But before I go and weld this to the trans tunnel, I do need to drill some holes and stuff for the bottom of the hydro so that that's all ready. And what we may also do is weld in some bolts upside down. So the bolt head will go through the bottom, and we'll weld that bolt head there so it's just studs sticking up. But I need to play around with that first before we weld this into place, because the last thing you want to do is get ahead of yourself, weld this into place, and then not be able to get in there with a drill and drill the holes. But things are looking really, really good. Just like, I'm holding it in place right there, but just look how good that hugs the trans tunnel there. I did the whole cardboard template thing again. You can see there, like, all the different cuts and stuff. By the way, can I just say I'm really impressed with my welds. This is like I guess this could be only like my 6th time ever welding, and I've really just been paying a lot of attention to YouTube videos and watching my friends weld and my dad when I was really young, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. This steel's pretty thick, so I turned the welder all the way up and the wire speed up, and we got some pretty consistent beads there. Like, look at that one there. I was pretty happy with that, honestly. They could definitely be a bit better, but for like my 5th or 6th time welding, I'm pretty happy with this. Just finished welding everything into place. It was a little bit tricky, and I had to use the wet towel technique, where you have a wet towel or cloth that you just cover everything so nothing catches on fire, and that's what I did. I also stuffed it in there when I was welding up in the back here, but pretty much everything went in really, really well. They're not the ugliest welds in the world, but they're also not the prettiest welds in the world. So we got like this all done along here in the tunnel. We got some under, we got some on the side, and I've done all the way around the back there as well. So that's probably going to be where it's going to be pulling up the most. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now I'm going to go and cover this all up with some masking tape and a towel again, and then just hit it with some black paint. And then we're pretty much ready to assemble the hydro, which we have in pieces down there. But here's the cage, and the cage essentially goes on top like that. So I'm really excited. I'm so happy we got this done, because now we can pipe up all the lines and actually have the hydro working probably tonight. So while I'm waiting for the paint to dry that we just painted there, we're gonna take the car to HP Logic, and we're gonna throw this thing in the dyno, and we're gonna get a base figure, so how much it's making NA, so that when we turbo it, we can see how much more of a power gain we're gonna get. And I'm pretty excited because I love doing comparisons for this kind of thing. All right. I'll switch you off. It feels so weird getting on the dyno. But we're on. I'm pretty pumped to see what this thing's gonna make. So there we go. We've got the Miata on the dyno, and I want you guys to tell me in the comment section, how much power do you think this thing's gonna make? NA, stock. The only thing we've done is cut the exhaust at the catalytic converter. So it's gonna be loud as hell. I'm expecting like, I'm just gonna say for the hell of it, 69 horsepower. That's what I think. We're on a Mustang dyno, so put your bets down in the comment section and let's see what we're gonna get. This thing's pretty filthy right now, parts everywhere, but look how good my bracket's looking there. I'm pretty proud of that, if I'm not gonna lie. All right, so Jack's strapping her in. We don't want this thing falling off the dyno, right?
Already strapped.
Already strapped. Look at that.
In order to get this to fall off the dyno, all we have to do is just pick it up, flip it over. But it's good.
It's good?
I don't even think we needed to strap this down to the dyno.
Well, that's probably true, but just in case this thing out of nowhere makes 1,000 horsepower.
Wow. I mean, you said that with some confidence.
No.
I don't know.
Anyways, Jack was saying these things normally make like 80s to 90s, so hopefully we got a healthy one and she makes good numbers.
If it makes anything more than 90, you should be happy.
All right, sick. I'm pretty pumped because comparing what it's going to make now to what it's going to be once we got the turbo kit on there, that's my favorite kind of stuff with cars.
You really got some interior work going here.
Yeah, so
oh, I see.
be careful with the wet paint there.
That's
And
good.
the seat might be a bit wet because I had a wet towel there when I was welding it.
Gotcha. That's good preventative.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's go. It's so loud. All right, so we got to calibrate everything so that the dyno knows what final gear ratio and everything is, so that we actually get accurate numbers out of it.
Did you put this cake here with the
No, it came like that. How funny is that? I'm gonna replace all of that and actually take the bulb out or whatever so it doesn't happen.
The right way.
The right way, right? But how funny is that?
That's funny.
Do you think it sounds good though? Do you like the sound of it?
You know, it's a bit obtuse.
Yeah?
But
I call it Bosozoku style.
Huh?
Bosozoku style. You know the guys in Japan that rev their cars and stuff?
Yeah. I was thinking more like American muscle. But
Okay, sure. Just needs another 4 cylinders. All right, let's see what it's gonna make. See what she makes. Here we go. Oh man.
100.
We made 100?
100.
Shut up.
That's good.
That's so good. How did that make 100? I was calling 69.
Oh no.
That's insane. Hell yeah, we got a good Miata. This thing was supposed to have rod knock.
Really?
Yeah, and it was
Oh, yeah,
just,
I remember.
the belt was caught.
Or something.
Yeah.
That's great.
100 horsepower.
That's the most I've ever seen one put down.
Dude, it's the cut exhaust, I'm telling you.
It probably is.
It probably is.
It probably is.
My ears are bleeding. I just finished dynoing the Miata. What do you think it made? 1.6 NA Miata.
Well, I think it's under 100, right?
I mean, you tell me, you're the Miata expert. I guessed 69 when I put it up there.
87.
87? What do you think it made?
Let's say 83.
It made 100 even.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a healthy Miata.
Very healthy.
That's actually crazy.
That's nuts, right?
On that Mustang,
Yeah.
that's a heartbreaking dyno.
Yeah, me and Jack were both like, what? And then we're thinking maybe it's actually because I chopped off the exhaust, a little bit extra exhaust
Maybe
flow.
a little more airflow.
Yeah.
Much better flow.
Dude, I'm pumped. 100 horse puppies.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh, like nothing
Nothing-
that was hollowed.
Yeah, it was hollowed anyways, that cat, so. Anyways. But, there we go. 100 horse puppies out of this little Miata. So healthy. And now we're gonna turbo it, and hopefully, we're gonna at best double that horsepower. We may even be able to go 1.5 times on top of that. So, I mean, if things get crazy, I guess we could double it, triple it. But we don't want to do that. We want to make this thing reliable and fun. And I think 200 to like 220 horsepower is kind of my goal, and I think that'll be very, very sustainable and very reliable. So check this out. I put the tombstone in. I've started cutting out and trying to get everything as best I can to kind of suit it. Don't worry, we are going to clean this up and kind of like file it down so it's smoother, but everything's fitting right now. The whole center console lines up with the bolt holes here, the bolt hole on this side, or screw hole. Now on this side, obviously there's not going to be a screw because of this. We do need to cut the carpet here and stuff so things fit in there nicer, but here is an idea of what it's going to look like. How good is that? Now, this is just kind of sitting in there, but the head unit clears everything. This, we're probably going to have to cut a hole in the back here, which I think will still be fine. We'll be able to at least then still fit a little like shelf under the stereo, which is kind of crazy to think of, honestly, that we are going to be able to fit it there, because this line here, as long as I kind of bring it down and around, we should be able to still clear this with just a little bit of a cut like in the back here to clear the line. So that's going to be awesome. And then all of this clears the head unit entirely, so we're pretty well good there. But I'm just happy that we get to keep our center console and everything. The tombstone clears. It looks so good. Like, I mean, obviously you've got this space around it and stuff, but it still looks so good. Unfortunately, we did have a little bit of a mishap here. When I was pulling the plastic out, I kind of scratched the little pink stick, the pink rod with a screwdriver, but that's okay. We'll put like a SAMMIT sticker or something on that just to kind of cover it up. But regardless, still looks awesome. The positioning of this is seriously perfect. It's hard to do with one hand, but essentially steering, reach there, pull. The clearancing here is great as well. Obviously, if we do pull the e-brake and keep going and keep going and keep going, it's going to hit the e-brake there, but we are not going to be pulling it that far. Like, that's a lot of travel to get it to hit that. I'm imagining we're only going to have to pull it to like here to lock up the brakes. We shouldn't have to be pulling that all the way down to where it's there. That's just absurd, and I don't think it's going to do that. But anyways, that aside, I am so pumped that this has turned out like that. Obviously, we still got to run the lines, and there's still a bit more work to go. This is probably the longest hydro install ever, but I fabbed up everything myself. We welded everything to the body, and I'm pretty proud of myself for all of that. So we'll leave it at that for now. I think we're going to go chill for a bit. Chris definitely doesn't want to go to the skate park tonight because he's a little bit of a wuss after his accident. But you live and you learn. You guys probably know what I'm about to do here. Ruddy, we got to answer the people.
Oh boy. Do I smell like Cool Ranch Doritos?
Nope, you do not.
But if I did, I wouldn't take that as an insult because I like the taste and the smell of Cool.
They do taste pretty good. This is the first time I've actually eaten Cool Ranch Doritos, to be honest. Yeah, we don't have this in Australia or Japan, so these are epic. But yeah, there you guys go. He does not.
I bathe in this crap.
You bathe in it? Oh, Cool Ranch does smell so good though. Just look how good that looks in there. I can't wait till we have everything back together and it all finished tomorrow. It's honestly crazy when you think about it that it's now day 2 and I still haven't got the hydro hooked up. I definitely probably would have if I hustled more and had more experience in what I was doing, but I've been taking my time and just really enjoying the process, plus welding, fabricating, that kind of stuff is all new to me, so I'm really enjoying that. But otherwise, just look how good this thing looks. And we found out it's healthy as it made a shocking 100 horsepower today on a Mustang dyno, which is just mind-blowing to me. Guys, I'm gonna wrap up the video here, but don't miss out on your chance to win this Miata. Hit the link in the description, sammit.net/shop. Go buy yourself some stickers. Don't forget, every 500 yen, which is about $4 US, is one entry. Go nuts, grab as much as you can. This could be yours. Don't forget, for only people in the USA. I know a lot of people have asked, but only for the USA. And it started yesterday and ends on the 13th of April. And with that, guys, thanks for watching. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Ja mata.